When a company shouts about its product from a neon sign, we automatically filter it out. We know the message is bought and paid for, which makes the claims feel inherently self-serving. Contrast that with an independent review or a recommendation from a friend. That third-party validation carries a level of credibility that traditional advertising can never reach, because the person speaking has no financial stake in the sale. For large corporations, this creates a significant problem. They need the public to trust them, but genuine authenticity is one of the few things an advertising budget cannot buy directly. Managing that perception requires a strategy focused on earning belief rather than buying attention. It's about creating a narrative that the public accepts as true on its own merits. In a business structure, this task falls to the public relations or PR department. They are the team responsible for bridging the trust gap between the corporation and the public. Their primary goal is to communicate effectively with the media, stakeholders, and the community to ensure the business receives favorable publicity. By securing that positive coverage, they build a long-term reputation for the brand. When a company is seen in a positive light, consumers are more likely to choose their products, which eventually drives sales. The defining characteristic of PR is that the resulting media coverage is free. While an ad costs a specific amount for every second it's on screen, a PR story earns its place in the news cycle because it is actually newsworthy. This makes PR the engine of a company's reputation. It focuses on turning corporate actions into believable public narratives rather than paid interruptions. We can look at PR through two distinct modes of operation. The first is proactive, building brand awareness and positive associations well before a customer ever considers a purchase. Sponsorship is a cornerstone of this approach. It occurs when a company pays to associate its name with a specific event, organization, or activity in exchange for media exposure. This photograph clearly shows the massive scale of a major sporting event. By aligning with tournaments like the FIFA World Cup, companies secure global exposure, linking their brand to the excitement and passion of the fans. Companies also target specific demographics by funding the arts or educational programs. Sponsoring a gallery opening or providing computers to a local school positions the brand as a worthy contributor to society. This ties into corporate social responsibility. When a business makes charitable donations, they provide the public with a reason to view them in a positive light, giving them an edge over rivals lacking that community connection. On the ground, PR teams use merchandise and celebrity endorsements to generate localized goodwill. Here, at a live event, physical branding and gifts create a direct, positive interaction between the company and the public. These proactive tactics weave the brand into daily life. They ensure that when a customer finally does reach for a product, they do so with a pre-existing sense of trust and familiarity. The second mode is reactive, the strategy deployed when a company faces bad press, a product failure, or a public crisis that threatens its reputation. In these critical, high-stakes moments, the press conference serves as a primary tool. By inviting the media to a formal presentation, company leaders can answer direct questions and address concerns in a public forum. While press conferences can launch new products, their real value is crisis management. They allow for a two-way conversation, giving the company a chance to explain its side of the story before the narrative gets out of control. For more structured communication, companies issue press releases. These written statements provide the media with the official facts the company wants to communicate to the public. A well-crafted release can share positive milestones, but it can also apologize for errors. By providing a clear, factual account, the company can counteract rumors and shape how the story is reported. Without these reactive tools, a brand has no way to defend itself against negative news. These methods allow a business to regain control over its story when its reputation is on the line. Despite its power, PR has a significant weakness. There is no guarantee that the message will ever actually reach the target audience. This diagram illustrates the gap. Advertising is a direct transaction for guaranteed placement. PR, however, must convince a media editor that the story is worth reporting before it ever reaches the public. If a newspaper or broadcaster decides a press release or a sponsored event isn't interesting, they will simply ignore it. The company has no way to force the message through. This represents a financial risk. Even if a campaign fails to get a single second of airtime, the business must still pay for its PR department and the consultants who designed the strategy. Because it relies entirely on the newsworthy merit of the story, PR is a high-risk gamble compared to the certainty of a paid advertisement. Why then do the world's largest companies continue to invest so heavily in PR if the results aren't guaranteed? The answer lies in the impact. When a PR message does break through the noise, it is often far more influential than any traditional advertisement. Because the message is filtered through independent media, charities, or community events, the audience perceives it as genuine. It feels like a fact rather than a sales pitch. A business can always pay for a customer's attention, but it takes a sophisticated public relations strategy to actually earn their loyalty.